Well, welcome back. It's the nightcap game here in Riga as Sweden and France face off. The last game in Group B of the group phase of EuroBasket Women 2019. The French fans have been here all week, as have this large contingent of Swedish fans in the bright yellow shirts. You'll see those. Here they are throughout the whole of this game, and they are having fun. Going to get a look at the Group B table with France unbeaten. Sweden could top the group if they beat France this evening. If they don't and lose, they will go into second place in the group with a 1-2 record. Here's the schedule of today. Huge win for Montenegro. Needed to win by 12, won by 13 to have the head-to-head over Czech Republic. So we'll be tipping at 9 o'clock local time. And the nightcap game is exactly how it should be described. So we're just about to get into individual player introductions with me, Teresa Brantlova, who the former Czech international. And I don't know, Teresa, I think this Swedish team, if they can come out with a game like they've played in various quarters, match up on France really well. So this could be a real test for the French, but I think that's what the French really need.
Yeah, and you want to be tested at this stage of the group phases more than in that qualification for quarterfinals or possible quarterfinals. So I think France couldn't pick or couldn't have a better opportunity to be tested and test their own ability than now against Sweden. I think the sisters Elderbrings on the Swedish side could match really with the short guards of France as well, same as Drame and Lloyd of the Swedish side with the taller guards of the French team. I think it will be really important and nice to see the matchup with Sandrine Gruda and Amanda Zahoui as well. And I think Sandrine Gruda really needs to make sure that she manages her personal fouls, even though French side has those young talents in Lopez and Badian, and so I think everything is open and we have another exciting game ahead of us.
So just about to get into the introductions of this Swedish team. Abadi's injured, so won't play. What will be important for me is the tempo that Sweden want to play. Valerie Garnier wants to play half-court basketball. Her team love to run. Sweden need to run. So it's got all the recipes and ingredients that could make this intriguing. But if Sweden just put caution to the wind and run, they really have a shot at this if they have the confidence to let it happen. We'll talk about it some more after the national anthems, which we're just about to get into. And we'll start with the national anthem of France.
Please stand up for the national anthem of France.
And now the national anthem of Sweden.
National anthem of Sweden.
players and coaches will exchange the mementos of the game at the half. Going to get a look at the third team on the floor. Here are those three officials. The third team taking part in tonight's game. There's a Yelman from Turkey, Ragsu Hancic from Slovenia, and Viola Joji from Norway. So getting a look at these rosters, and as soon as we see this French roster, I'm going to say what I've said every day. I think they're the most talented roster, at least as talented as any other roster in this competition. I'm just not sure if, like some of these rosters, I'm not sure they're all on the same page, Teresa.
Yeah, I can absolutely agree with that, and I think they are balanced really on every position. They do have bench players as well, same as the players on the court, and you just mentioned it. Sometimes they struggle really understanding each other, but what I'm pleased to see from that France is that they love to play quick and they love to run. Olivia Pupa, Miem, Gruda, Ayai, Johannes, quite a typical, let's say, starting five for French team. And I think the thing that Coach Garnier has choice to replace them just in case she needs to change a little bit the face of the game gives a big advantage against the Swedish team. Here we see Sandrine Gruda. Again, her numbers are not as outstanding as the others, but the impact she has on and off court on that French team as a veteran and as a true leader to her players is enormous. And I think really it will be good to see how she's going to cope today against Amanda Zawi and the other bigs of Swedish team. Here is the roster of the Swedish team. Again, on that side, they have Halvorsen, they have Zawi, and both of them has been brilliant in rebounding, but you already mentioned it earlier. They don't really like to play too much 5-on-5, so they really do have to run the floor and try to avoid the French team to set their defense. This is first five. Lloyd, Eldebrings, both Halvorsen, Zawi as well. It's quite expected first five. And it will be interesting to see how long or if the French team is going to run against the Swedish and opposite side as well. Amanda Zari, excellent, 20 points. She's shooting higher percentage from threes than from twos, which is quite crazy number. 9.5 rebounds, almost averaging double-double at this tournament. Truly the on and off court. And again, we've seen her struggle. She had up and downs, but still she is enormous impact on that Swedish team. And the question is, can the guards today contribute and really stand out against this French lineup?
Well, François Gomi, the French coach of Sweden, coaches in the French top division, so we'll know a lot about this French team, although the majority of this French team will play abroad in Italy and in the Czech Republic and in all over the place in essence. The question is, will Sweden just commit to running? If the game gets away from them a little bit, will they just say, okay, we'll save ourselves for tomorrow? Or will they do what Latvia did, which is just play their hearts out, hang in the game against one of the top teams in world basketball and look to get the big scalp? They rank 41 in the world, Sweden, compared to number 4, France. And it's, for me, an intriguing debate for Swedish basketball. Do they believe they really belong at the top table? Let's see what this says. Do they go and try and win this and top the group? Well, welcome to Riga, the nightcap game on the third day of competition, and France in the blue and Sweden in the yellow, and it's a messy start, and it's a jump ball with no one who has the possession arrow, so I'm pretty sure they have to jump it up again. No, because it's gone this way, they are gonna jump it up again. That's the only option, right?
Yeah. There's definitely no one to give the ball, as There's been no possession yet.
It's quite a unique set of circumstances, but it's we're going to check it with each of the officials. Why don't they just go, let's start again?
I think they will hear you, Mark, and in a couple of seconds we will see it one more time.
6 seconds have rocked off the clock. And here we go again. France in the blue, Sweden in the yellow. Second attempt to get underway here in Riga. Oh, no, yes, no, no, yes. Here we go. And in the end, gets the basketball. And a pooper into the half court. Johannes restored to the starting lineup, didn't start against Montenegro, gets it on a quick UCLA cut, blows the layup. Elderbrink, you just love to see him, don't run a set, run stuff coming straight out of the break, move the ball, just play. Elderbrink attacks it, is blocked. Not an issue, really good attempt to attack the basket. This team looks so good when they run. Zui needs touches, and then they're fine. Elderbrink will curl, Halverson will cut back to the basketball. Elderbrink, 10 on the possession. Elderbrink curls, Apupa chased. Elderbrink hangs on, goes back to the right hand. Did everything she needed to do. Could have finished the play, didn't. Apupa gets it into Johannes. Gruder down low. What a matchup this is going to be. Gruder gets away with a little stumble as opposed to a walk. Elderbrink leads the break. I think Zahui's lateral speed will be a problem here for Gruder. Zahui outside, Zalverson. What a nice entry. Halverson just ducked in, held a space, went high-low. You don't need to run sets with this Swedish team. Yeah,
and I think Zahui and Halverson are one of the best bigs to watch, to combine between themselves, playing that easy high-low position when one of the bigs flashes on the top of the key and the other was posting up, and this has been a great example of that.
Halverson again, she's got the match. Gruder has her this time. Elderbrink attacks it, and there's a reaching foul by Johannes. Interesting comparison, we just watched Spain play some really physical defense, but they play so much more with the body. They take away the space so much more than the French, who try to play quick, and often will get called for those reaching fouls.
Yeah, absolutely. You're setting up the rhythm of the game and the pace of the game, the first minute.
Halverson going to work, has it knocked away. Got to put it up. Well, neither team troubling the scorers so far. Gruder looks high-low. Miem on the inside, settles for the lean-away jump shot, and Halverson and Zahui just getting each other's way to an extent. No blue shirt went to the glass.
Yeah, we've seen that great step back from Miem to separate from the defender to open up for the shot.
Ayayi moves it on, Epupa. They go under the screen and offer her the long two, which she takes and knocks down. Well, she took the challenge on and took it and knocked it and finished the play. Spain get the first 2 points, France get the 2 points. It ticks it over. Halverson has it knocked away again. Ayayi leads the break, far side of the ring, and can't get it to drop. Lloyd attacks it, needs a pass, finds one, extra pass, lines it up. Cannot knock the three down. This is the first game in this competition where Sweden haven't come out hot. Ayayi is hot.
This just says a lot about confidence of Ayayi, running that quick break and stop it on the three-point line. It should. That's a great beginning of this French player and promising beginning for the rest of the duration of the game.
Great. Pass. What a super look. Elderbrink just dropped it into the path of Halverson. Defense was all caught watching the ball. Ayayi out top. Johannes Ayai looks to put it on the floor, but decides not to. Ikupa with a second mid-range shot, can't get it to drop. And Sweden have numbers. Lloyd beats everybody down the floor. Gets to the middle, needs a pass. Halvorsen needs it, gets it. Steps through, fumbles the ball, and held ball. Ball belongs to Sweden with 6 on the possession.
Halvorsen averaging 33 minutes per game, and I think it might could have been a little bit tiredness. She needs to stay on her feet because Miem has been a little bit physical now on her, building that position defensively. So
Elderbrink will come off the screen. They go long to Zui, and there's 5 on the shot. They're going to have to put this up. Elderbrink, no time, has to go up, has to go up. No point putting it on the floor. You've got to back yourself. And for me, that's the biggest question here. Are they going to back themselves and just literally, as Latvia did, and they didn't come up with a win, but they backed themselves. Miem on the ball reversal. Little jab step, doesn't get the 2 to drop. Zui comes down with a rebound. Elderbrink will lead the break. Zui's wide open on the trowel. They turn it down. Halvorsen gets it in low. Has to go up now. Goes up strong. Gets blocked. Inside out. Lloyd has it. 10 on the possession. Whistle on the play. Ayai's blocking foul. Much more positive move. Definite attack to the basket.
First personal foul. 3 fouls for France.
What is it going to take for Sweden just to say, right, if I'm open, I'm shooting it. If I've got a chance to attack it in transition, I will.
yeah, and if I have a Zawi within my roster who's shooting 70% from there, I'm going to give it a ball.
She had to take a tough one, but Elderbrink's going to hustle that down. Oh, had hustled that down and then couldn't control it. Great work by the front row of the fans. 5-2, 5.5 to go, 4.5 in, and it's exactly as you thought it would be, and that's a... I think the difference is a question for you. The difference between the teams that look as though they're going to work to be a medalist in it is they don't give up the silly, almost lazy fouls.
Yeah, and this one was because Johannes was like way behind 3-point line. We've seen her shoot that range, but she didn't even face the basket right now.
Miem finds Gruder high, will take the mid-range jump shot, knocks it down.
Oh yeah, she's one of the best bigs to shoot that mid-range shot from around the free-throw line. So you better step towards her and contest the shot a little bit closer.
When she's on her game, she knocks that down for fun. Zui gets a poor pass because Zui had it, had the space, and the pass was slow and enabled the defense to get over the top. You just want to wind Sweden up here. They're like a clockwork machine. You just wind it up a bit tighter.
Absolutely, and especially when their game is looking so much better when they are quicker and running the floor.
Zui. Zawia has it out. That didn't get it outside. Halvorsen wants, doesn't get. They've got to put it up again.
And again, we have to give a credit to French defense, especially individual defense. Pupa again, excellent, putting pressure on Elderbrink and forcing Swedish team to the shot clock almost violation, let's say.
You're just desperate if you're a Swedish fan to see your players move.
Yeah.
More rhythm offensively. Skip pass. Ayai looks inside. Gruder just ducks underneath the defense. Mid-range for 2 is no good. Zoe just gets the defensive rebound and will advance the ball herself. And they go lob, not Gruder. You're not going to lob Gruder. Sandelin Gruder's is athletic enough and good enough. But Johannes mishandles the basketball. I just think it's, again, the thing we've said so much here is it's almost like they're not sure if they should be running.
Yeah, well, I think both teams are really, really capable to run the floor, and especially after that previous game we've seen playing Latvia, Spain, when it was up and down and the intensity defensively has been such high. You would expect from these two capable teams to do the same.
Well, great work by Apupa to recover it. Now she goes to work far side of the ring and just get an angle. Lindqvist in the game. She really does want to push. Drops it down. Drops it into McGarity for two. Sweden runs, Sweden moves, Sweden look good. All about Lindqvist just pushing it. Not worrying about getting into a half-court game until she would have to. Johannes outside. Finds Ayayi at the foul line. Puts up the two, doesn't drop. McGarity comes down. Interesting to see how McGarity plays in this game, because I think it's much more of a game where her inexperience just won't be exposed. Puts it on the floor, stops, goes back, little fade away, doesn't get the drop, but it's good to see her being confident. Pupa says, coach wants me to have a look at the half court, I will. Yeah, he thinks about the baseline, turns it down, gets to the middle now. Gruder hadn't rolled. Pupa goes inside, Gruder catches deep. Foul by Zowie.
Yeah, I think it's a shame that she now has moved in that last moment. This is that great assist for Margheriti. But back to that something Gruder and Zowie, I think there has been she's been in great position, Zowie, to guard that shot from Gruder. It's just a little kind of move of her leg, which brought Gruder to foul line shots.
Well, Ella Nystrom from the Spanish First Division. I think it's the first action of the tournament.
Yeah, it is, Mark. First minute.
Well, Binta Dlamir had started the previous two games, gets checks in now with 2:44 to go. Hartley with a little bit of football. She's in the wrong team, the French team, just been eliminated from the Football World Cup that they were playing at home, beaten in the quarter-final stage by the United States. Some big crowds there in France for that competition. Big crowd here earlier on, over 3,500 people watched Latvia lose to Spain. Lindqvist gets to the lane, drops it inside. And it's not the wrong option, it was just the wrong pace of pass. Just drop it and let her go get it.
This is the execution, but these two young players really, there has been a position.
Sweden need McGarity to be big. They need her to play. She gives them a real added dimension if she can bring that first round draft pick quality. Every game she's going to get better. She joined the group late. Ayayi wraps the pass, Hartley gives it up. Gruder thinks about the long two, puts it on the floor and just goes strong. Ayayi for the mid-range two is good. And they just hurt you in so many ways.
Yeah, there's been good patience offensively from the French team. No one has taken the fourth shot, and they really worked for that one last open shot for Ayayi.
Nystrom, nice find. It rimmed in and out. Gets another go from the three-point line this time. Count that.
Most of the time we've seen, Mark, when you put the effort on the offensive glass, it's going to be rewarded, and that's just what happened with Drummer.
Hartley just created an angle, and Gruder just gave her a pass an angle to hit, and she did. Gruder's going to sit. Nice start by France. Largely on the back of Sandrine and Gruder at both ends of the floor. Ayayi fouled by Nystrom, who can't be that close to Ayayi. Ayayi's just a little too athletic for her if she wants to play it that way.
Yeah, that's been great grip under the hands of the Swedish defender.
Well, they go lob. Nystrom was asleep. Ayayi with a reverse layup. Can't get it to drop, but she'll get the offensive rebound somehow. Johannes back in the game with Hartley. I love this combination in the backcourt. They can find a better working way to work together. Nyström with a rebound. Should advance the basketball. Sweden don't run though. But she keeps going strong. Floats one off the side of the ring though. Kept alive. Halverson can't get it. Garrity can't get it. I tell you, who can though. Hartley, and she pushes and she comes off the foot of McGarity. Hartley turns the corner, a little floater, doesn't get the roll. Nyström comes down with the defensive rebound. Lindqvist will take the early ball screen, tries to create. Delaney coming up top, thinks about it, fires up the three, why not? She's just made one, but comes up with nothing. McGarity works so hard on the glass and is fouled by Chatelain, and she'll have it on the end line because that will be the fourth team foul for France. And that's normal French discipline defensively. 14.2 seconds before they get into a penalty.
It almost seems that McGarity has taken the first two games of this tournament to adjust to that senior level, but in today's games she's been definitely visible way more.
Great little cut, excellent finish. Nice end to this quarter by Sweden. If they can get a stop, they end it only 4 down, even though they've only scored 9. Ayayi for 3 is no good. And the foul that you as a coach will just hate to watch.
Especially 2 seconds till the end of the quarter. Again, another 3 for free given, let's say, opportunity to score for Ayayi.
Well, she doesn't maximize it, misses the first. Makes the second though. And Sweden will have 2.2 seconds to advance it.
And in this case, you would like to see the young Clara Lundqvist just take a ball and try to go and attack.
Well, she's going to have to get past Hartley first. And Hartley steals it, puts it up. Oh! Sweden just give 4 points up. They close to 4, they end 8 down. And Hartley shows you why she's an exciting player, while she makes things happen. And France, having not played well, the 17-9 does not reflect it, but they do lead 17-9 at the end of the first quarter. And the stats are not going to be anything to write home about, but they do mean that the number 4 ranked team in the world, shooting 33 and 50, has an 8-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Well, France stuttered, Sweden stuttered, Sweden got back in it a little, and then the last 10 seconds they went from just being 4 to being 8 on the back of the free throws, and the steal by Hartley.
Yeah, that's definitely not the way you want to finish the first quarter. Give 4 points to the opposition for no really effort for them to have to display.
Well, France will have it at the start of the second quarter. Hartley and Pupa in the backcourt now. And the youngster, Robert. Robert puts it on the reversal, hits their Pupa, stays high, clears space for shadow roll. Hartley travels.
Yeah, there would have been travel in the United States, let's say, but here in Europe, the officials have been quite consistent with it.
Backs it out again. McGarity will get Elderbrink. He finds Elderbrink. Frida Elderbrink, nowhere to go, needs a pass. McGarity was open underneath, but they find Nystrom, who puts up the long two. And she's saying to coach, well, why didn't you play me before now? I can shoot it. I play in the Spanish First Division. Spins to the middle, where Pupa turns it over, McGarity picks it up. 4-on-3 break, just find the open player. Here's Nystrom, nice job to the inside. Zowie goes up, blows the and McGarity gets the rebound and she blows it. And yet another opportunity for Sweden goes begging. It's so often they just rush that shot, just finish the play. Ayayi going to the baseline. Robert high, she'll shoot it. Doesn't get it to drop. Defensive rebound by Nystrom is really coming up with some positive stats here. Elderbrink hits Zowie on the trail for three is good. 17-14, and all of a sudden, Sweden start to really function because they're in transition. Great start to the second for them. Quick timeout for Valérie Garnet. Says the French team do not like the start. They want to talk it over. Timeout, France.
Yeah, and we mentioned before this game how important it's going to be for both teams to run the floor. We haven't really seen it as much in the first quarter, but definitely the beginning of the second quarter, Sweden shows us why we have said that they are way more effective in transition offense. So they really need to run the floor before that comfortable French defense 5-on-5 is going to set up. And Zowie has been excellent, shooting over 70% from threes, and French teams really need to look and keep an eye on her in that transition offense of Sweden.
Well, 33% and 50% from the three-point line. Sweden do need to shoot the ball early, do need to let the three go. So Zowie on the end of the break as the second trial is a really good option because she's such a consistent three-point shooter in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. 5-0 in this quarter for Swedish team. Definitely Coach Garnier had some things to talk about to her team.
Pick and roll. Our official mascots of this tournament.
Pick and roll.
Now let's get back to
the official mascot of EuroBasket Women 2019, giving a good demonstration of his skill sets from the halfway line during the timeout break. Garnier again goes to the bench. Rupert going to work off the glass. That's a move. The 17-year-old just got the angle, kisses the glass, gets the two. And she's going up against WNBA quality. Zowie will come high for the screen. Apupa's going to get picked on that, but she goes underneath. Zowie puts it on the floor. Chatelot has a little reach at it. McGarity takes a quick first step, gets her feet set, and doesn't get the drop. Everything was good, and you're going, oh, 2 and 1. No, you just have to earn them from the free throw line. And the future is bright for women's basketball when you've got McGarity going against Robert in a EuroBasket. Both at the beginnings of what will be long international careers. Robert sits down and is replaced by someone who's graced EuroBasket women for so many years now, Sandrine Gruder. McGarity makes the first. Needs to be a contributor today. 4-point game, chance to cut it to 3. And can't do it. Hartley will advance the basketball. Pupa. Hartley stops and pops the 2, and it looks sweet when she just lets it go in the rhythm of the dribble, just like straight out to the dribble, straight up, knocks it down. Nystrom will find Elderbrink. Now he goes up. Can't get it to drop, but Elderbrink's going to get it. Takes the mid-range two. Doesn't drop. From a neutral's perspective, you really just want Sweden to start knocking shots down, to force, because France will really raise their game if challenged. That means we'll have a super game. This has got all the ingredients to be a really exciting game, but it's just not happening at the moment. Halverson will check back in.
Yeah, you would hope that the intensity is going to go up by the time it goes and increase this game, obviously. So the first half is always the opportunity for coaches to try and new players as well, and the second half, that's when the game starts. Great.
Beautiful pass. Hartley with a great little pick and roll, bounce pass, feed.
Yeah, everything with Hartley does on the court has a purpose, and I think that's such promising future for the French national team if she's going to be on that twin position.
Sweden take a long time to get into anything. Only 5 seconds on this clock. Elderbrink. Zowie for three is short, and Gruder just owns the keyway. Hartley into transition. Gruder's going to go, looks high-low, but will reverse it. Pupa turns the corner. Oh, so quick, but blows the layup. And Sweden can play 5-on-4 here because Pupa's just coming out of the crowd. Elderbrink is fouled by Chateleur, and I think that's the result of Pupa not being back in the game.
Number 6, Alexia Chateleur, second personal foul.
Liam comes back, as does Lloyd. Nystrom sits down after a really positive contribution. Elderbrink. They change the angle. Elderbrink takes it to the middle. Halverson. Lloyd in the corner with 7 on the possession. Feels a little double team. Elderbrink on the inside, goes up with a little turnaround and then blows it, gets her own rebound. Rita Elderbrink. Halverson with a long two. They just can't get it to drop. And this is the Sweden that struggles to get any rhythm. They miss some shots and they start to doubt themselves. Pupa in the half court. Hartley will face Elderbrink. Gruder gets it with 3 on the clock, far side of the ring for 2. Sandine Gruder. Sweden will take a timeout. They now trail by 10. And it's just a case of France scoring when they should and Sweden not when they should.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure this time Coach Goodman is just taking to assure his players that it's good, but they just need to be calm into that execution of the shot, because shooting so far 21% from 2, it's not going to bring them anywhere. So they really need to reset their minds and focus and forget that they've been missing, and because they do have a position. So it's not that they're not having any position. They do have a great penetrations. They do move the ball well, and we still wish them to see a little bit more of those quick breaks. Here we see confirmation that France 5 fast break points against the 0 of the Sweden, and that's quite warning stats, because we know that Swedish team is such good when they play quick game.
Well, Sandeline Gruder, when you need something, she'll give you something. Never panics, tries to always use the glass when she needs to. Gruder's been impressive at the start of this game. 8-point personal, NIE with 8 and 7. That's 15 of the 25 points that the French have.
I think you have to be way more louder than this. You can do it. Welcome, ladies.
And it's one of those scenarios where Sweden at half-time at the Czech Republic game were great. They'd won their first game by 15, they led by 14 at the half. And since then, they just can't score. They only scored 20 points in the half against the Czech Republic. But they only scored 15 points in 15 minutes of basketball. And that was the team that before that had scored 30 and a quarter.
Yeah, absolutely, and it stays kind of in the minds of the players, but at this stage they really have to forget it and just keep remembering the first half from Czech, and that's the way you want to do it.
Well, Frida Elderbrink with the Beautiful release on the 3. Gruder on the little shallow roll, almost a steal by Halvorsen. Now she needs some help here because Hartley's going to take her on the dribble. Gets that help, turnover. Sweden have to run. They all have to run. Halvorsen, second trowel, foul line, puts it on the floor and hits the deck and loses possession. And she never direct lane to the root, but she had a wide open look when she caught it.
Yeah, absolutely. Either that or she had here Lloyd on the other side just to reverse the ball and for the open shot, and she could have grabbed the rebound. There's been definitely better solutions to this quick break of Sweden than what Halvorsen has decided to do.
Ayayi on the wing. Lloyd plays. I was just about to say, Lloyd plays physically, but legally, but then I didn't have that angle, but nor did the official either.
Yeah, that was a little bit too physical, let's say.
She reached in, and you can't do that, and that's a crazy thing to do because Ayayi's on the sideline. Hartley, who's looked very, very good so far. Great pass to the inside. Whistle on the play. Swedish crowd not liking that one. Zowie picks up foul number 2.
3 fouls for Sweden.
One of these teams will be playing Latvia tomorrow.
And I'm pretty sure both teams will try to avoid that situation.
Gruder is blocked. Zowie gets a block. Gruder goes back up and stays with it and finishes strong. Zowie on the second trowel. She has no high-low option, and she has no backdoor option, which is the one she picked. 4-on-3, 5-on-3 break. Just find the open player. It's Gruder. Gets the drop, and Gruder's putting on a clinic about to play at the 5. Gets it down low, trowels well. 11-point lead for France. Elderbrink drops it inside. Halvorsen harried out of it by guess who? Sandrine Gruder.
Yeah, she has been so far really good again in this game. She's just not making any mistakes. She's not a player who will be like one-woman show, but she does such hard work defensively and offensively for the French team so far. 12 points, shooting 62%, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and effectiveness 16.
Lloyd to the middle for 2. It's a tough move, and she has that option and athleticism as often as she wants to try and take it. Finishes well, back in single digits. Epupa out top. Gruder looks high-low. Miem is held.
And again, I just love seeing 2 bigs when they're able to play that simple high-low. And Miem has been in a position already from this angle where we're sitting from the left side, but Epupa has decided really to pass it to Gruder, who was flushing on the top, and just easy pass.
Lloyd picks up well, Lloyd sits to the bench after actually really making a nice move. Nystrom, who was good when she came in earlier on. Johannes and Miem combine. Hartley has it on the ball reversal. The whole lane opens up, and she knocks down the 2.
Yeah, in this case, definitely the defensive player of Sweden needs to be on the split line to cover this penetration. Way too easy for Bria Hartley.
Like a layup drill, wasn't it? Elderbrink stops, pops, and knocks it down again in rhythm. It's when they just play in rhythm. Just go, get into what you want to run. They've still only scored 22 points in 18 minutes. A team that was just firing at half-time against the Czech Republic. Something happened. Kamer, nowhere to go, decides to back out. Now she looks inside. Oh.
Number 14, Louis Halvorsen, first personal foul.
Sweden in the penalty, that was offensive, so they won't get to shoot shots, but any defensive or loose ball foul will result in France getting to the free throw line. Miem, as Bruder dives to the middle, just creates an angle, misses it though. Elderbrink. Turns the corner. Free to Elderbrink and one. Sorry, Erin Elderbrink and one. Sorry.
Yeah, and both sisters Elderbrinks really love that penetration in the middle of the paint. So when you're guarding them, you really want to try to push them to the sideline, unless it's your team strategy to force them into the middle. But I don't think so, because that gives you so many opportunities to create. And if no one's going to stop her, she is experienced enough to take that shot.
So Francois Gomes in the huddle. 8 and 8, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio. 6 to 5, so slightly in the positive from the assist to turnover ratio.
We see the Swedish team is out rebounding at the moment, the French team, but unfortunately that low percentage of the shoot of Swedish team is at the moment the difference in the margin in the score.
So 2:04 to go in the first half. Sweden somehow, because the game has a feel of France being in total control, but because they're not really emphasized, not really pushing hard, they've only scored 31 points themselves. And if you took away the end of the first quarter, this game is going to would be really tight right now. But Sweden with a chance to cut the margin to 6. And you've got to think that at some point someone's going to say, hey, we're right in this. We're only 6 down. Let's remember what it's like to score 30 in a quarter. Elderbrink doesn't complete the three-point play. And another hurt yourself stat. Just a free throw. Hartley in the half court with Johannes.
Here we see the zone defense right now from the Swedish team to try to change the rhythm.
Johannes looks down low. Miem just about secures it. Double team comes. She has nowhere to go whatsoever. We're going to have a held board, and the possession will be Sweden's.
And again, another example of when you unexpectedly set the zone defense, it's going to bring you a good positive impact, and it did. Turnover for France.
Long side inbound as Elderbrink calls it. Wants to go to the side. Garrity's on the wrong side. Nystrom just goes past Aye's reach, gets to the ring and doesn't complete the play, but will go to the free throw line. And Nystrom has given nothing but positives in this first half.
Yeah, absolutely. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 points so far. 3 by now.
And that looks a very simple, effective, technically very proficient free throw technique. Chance to make this a... There you go, kill that one then. 6-point game still with 1:20 to go in the first, and Hartley has it. Aye floats it over to Hartley. Feet set for the 3 is long. Foul called on Erin Elderbrink.
Yeah, I think that was just because she already lost the position on the rebound, and she didn't want to give easy 2 points for Miem. So I was, again, using experiences to try to foul her before she even gets that easy 2.
Miem on the free throw line, which normally you would say are points in the bank. She's such a solid free throw shooter. Simplicity itself, everything in the straight line. Free throw stats over her career are just of the highest order. 2 from 2. Well, Zui checks back in. Frida Elderbrink checks back in, so both the Elderbrinks back in the backcourt. Nystrom on the floor, Halvorsen and Zawi. Frida Elderbrink gets Sweden into the half court, last minute of the first half. They would love to go in around 5 down at worst. Zawi throws the layup and Gruder just challenged it. Just challenged it strong enough without ever being close to picking the foul up. Gruder in the block one-on-one, decides to feed and pick and pop. Hartley for the long two is no good. Elderbrink collects with 30 seconds to go in the half. Oh, and she slips. Turnover. Banco gets the two. Somehow it's got out to a 10-point game. Sweden will take the timeout. They'll try and run something for the last play of what's been a very technical first half. 35-25, timeout Sweden.
Yeah, that has been quite unfortunate that Elderbrink has slipped in the middle of the court and just gave that opportunity to Banco to run the break. Easy 2 points. Here we see some game leaders. 7 points for Elderbrink, 7 rebounds for Zawi. Nystrom 2 assists, which is quite surprising. Great contribution from the bench for Nystrom, as she hasn't got as many minutes the first two games. And on the other hand, Gruda 12 points, Gruda 5 rebounds, Hartley 2 assists and 2 steals. What to say, you kind of still feel that you would want France to be a little bit more aggressive into the front break when they steal the ball, like what we've just seen from Banco. And as you mentioned, it's been technical, it's been really a lot of possessions 5-on-5, and no really any overloading situation as much as we would expect from both teams who should and who like to run the floor.
So, 22 seconds to go. Sweden would just love to finish the half with the score to get it back to single digits.
Mr. Stockmaster, we have found your credit card. Come with us by the halftime and we will give it back to you. Now, back to the game.
Elderbrink will collect and advance the basketball. Champignon tries to make a work for it. Erin Elderbrink gets it up to Nystrom. McCall wants a piece of that. 5 on the possession, on the clock. Halvorsen's got to put it up. They're not even going to get a shot away. Takes the tough one. And that will do it for the end of the first half. And Sweden had 22 seconds to get something and got absolutely nothing. And that's disappointing for them in a disappointing way. So this is the Sweden that played yesterday's second half. They only scored 25 points in the first half on those numbers. The only ones that really counted are 35 and the 25. Rebounds pretty similar. Assists, well, in fact, they favor Sweden. But what that leaves us with is these top scorers. And Gruder's put on a clinic on the inside. She's been absolutely phenomenal. Well, we're going to take a break. We'll be back for the second half of the nightcap game here in Riga. Can Sweden rediscover the 30-point quarter they had yesterday? Or is it going to be the team that struggles to score that comes out in the second half? Join us in 10 to find out.
In the game between France and Sweden, we have a result of Put your hands together for Chinese Lion Show! Two more. Two more. Two more. Once again, put your hands together for Chinese Lion Show 2019 FIBA World Cup in China is not too far away, so this is a little sneak peek for you. See you in China next year, but right now I'm headed for Swedish fans. We have found a credit card of Leo Stoklasa. Leo Stoklasa. Your credit card is with us, so if you know Leo Stoklasa or if you are Leo Stoklasa, please reach out for us. We'll be right here. Gruden. Sabine Gruden. Number 8, Alan Daystorm. Two points. Bria. Two points. 2 points and the foul.
Dabovic really feeling it here, moves it on to Brooks, who's started to feel it as well.
On Stokes, now the pass up ahead, and great running by Slovenia.
Still chance to throw it up here for Bentley. Alex Bentley beating the buzzer at the half, and Belarus. What a backlash from them. 5 to shoot. It's Messerman for 3, gets Belgium back in business to beat the buzzer.
Go upstairs. Little simple little sucker punch, but when you've got endurance or athleticism.
Piedzīvo tiešraidē emocijas, par kurām visi runās rīt. Skaties mājās vai pa ceļam, jo viss var notikt jebkurā mirklī. Nepalaid garām. Helio, kas aizrauj tevi? Jauns ceļš, jauns Toyota Camry hibrīds. Jaunā Camry ar luxury aprīkojuma līmeni. Iepazīšanās piedāvājums 28,500 eiro. Mēs kustamies. Mēs elpojam. Mums ir emocijas. Lai arī ko mēs darītu, mums ir nepieciešams ūdens. Izvēlies dabīgo minerālu ūdeni. Man gaļa minerāls sāļiem bagāts.
Welcome back inside the Riga Arena as you get to look at the player of the first half. Sandrine Gruda, leading scorers, leading quality, leading everything. And literally rolling back for years, playing as well as she's ever played. We were just talking off air about Sweden. They got to half-time against Czech Republic on game day 2, having scored 30 points in the quarter, looking like one of the teams that could be a real upset in the tournament. And in the next half, they only scored 20, and in this half, they've only scored 25. So at some point, they'll rediscover that 30-point quarter. And for their sake, I hope it's in the next quarter. Because they really, I do think they have a real shot at challenging this French team.
Yeah, I can only agree with you, Mark. And to be honest, I think the Swedish team has nothing to lose in this game. So you would expect them to go in a little bit and try to put the French team under the pressure a little bit, either defensively or with the quick breaks or something. But at the moment, I kind of think that the game is happening from both sides, but there is nothing really, you know, if you want to grab the win in the game and you have nothing to lose, you gotta come out with something, and that something should come out from defensively. Here we see Ellen Elderming, she's trying 7 points, shooting 60%, 2 assists, but still I think it must be like a whole intensity from every single Swedish player and as a team. And I don't really see it because we've seen that the French team has been struggling when someone put really aggressive full court man-to-man defense or some traps or trying to really challenge the officials in terms of how hard they're going to let them play defensively. And it will be really interesting to see if we're going to see it that second half or if we're going to go through the second half again, step by step to the French team to win. So if I'm a Sweden, I'm just going to jump on the French team in that third quarter when obviously it's one of the most important parts of the game as well. How are you going to come out of the changing room when you have time to talk about the tactics?
Well, it's an easy equation for Sweden, isn't it? As you say, nothing to lose. If they win this, they don't play again until Thursday. They can just get ready, they can recover, they can get on the plane to Belgrade and work out who they're going to play. If they lose this, they play Latvia at home with on the back of the emotion of tonight's game against Spain. That is not something they would want to do. So why not? Just give it a go. Give it a go. Especially in the third quarter. If it doesn't change, then fine. You can rotate, not get too tired, do whatever you need to do. But they can knock down points for fun. Let's see if they can do it against a French team. I'm not sure how they would react to that at this point in time.
Yeah, I think right now the Swedish team is kind of accepting the tempo of the French team, and you want to be the one who dictates the tempo of the game. And so far, France doesn't want to run, but it suits them at the moment because Sweden doesn't want to run. So unless you're going to force them to change something, it's just going to go this way till the end of the game. So it'll be interesting to see which Coach Gomez is going to come out with into the second half.
And it's very easy for us, obviously, to sit here and say these things but it's with the intent that we've looked at how Sweden have played, we've looked at how the other teams play, and they are so athletic in the 4 and the 5 spots. They have size and quickness and genuine perimeter threat, and they have good rebound options, especially if they stretch the floor. If they want to play half-court basketball with France, France will win by 20. And that's almost a guarantee. Whereas, let's see what happens. Play the third quarter with a smile on your face and see what you can get. If it's gone in the fourth, then forget it. Think about tomorrow's game. A Pupa restored to the lineup will start at the point for France in this second half as it goes straight into Sandrine Gruda, who just goes to work for two. Too easy, too big, too everything. Zui will get it off to Elderbrink and look to reposition. Halverson inside out, extra pass. Elderbrink wide open in the corner, can't get it to drop. Great work on the glass though. Zuri gets the 2. Throw it in the Gruda. Let her make a decision for you. Johannes in the corner lines up the perimeter shot. Is no good. And it took a long time to get there.
Boy.
I have no idea what happened there.
It was a butter for the position from Halverson and Epupa, and obviously Epupa has tried to throw Halverson in a position. We will see it in the mid. No, this is the tip in from Zawi.
Yep. Here's Gruda's first move at the start of the quarter. Tough move, quality move. Ayai. Liam. Epupa finds Liam, lines up the 3s, no good. Sweden give it up, Johannes steals it. Epupa, Gruda, feeling it, knocks it down.
I think she has 100% from the top of the key when she gets there in today's game. I've seen her there 3 times, and 3 times she just knocked that shot. Excellent.
Lloyd with the three, lined up, way short. Elderbrink will hunt the rebound. And I think Elderbrink has a case, but...
Yeah, that's been a foul for IAE on Elderbrink in the battle for the ball. Great steal from Miona.
Yeah, you sit. Elderbrink straight out of bounds, very flat. Didn't really give itself a chance here. Cooper at speed, and it's a joy when she just opens the floor up.
You almost, I would say that the basketball court is quite short for her.
Elderbrink with a steal, should go up. Can't make the layup. Johannes fouls, but got to be a 2+1 because Johannes is athletic, yes, but you've got to play through the contact. But great defensive effort, just pick the pocket. Hartley's going to check in. Johannes to the bench. Not best pleased. Chance to make it a 10-point game. It looks like it's more of a flow to Sweden at the start of this third. They want to run. They've been trying to give it up.
It's definitely promising 2 minutes to see if they will keep running the floor, playing good defense, and getting something out of that game.
Okay, Pupa will find Hartley. This is when you would think Sweden, if they get down here, they'll play, but Hartley left wide open.
Ooh. Yeah, and when you go into zone defense, you still need to know who is the one who can score from threes.
Elderbrink. Inside out, lines up the three to answer the three from Hartley. Can't get it to drop. Halvorsen is on the glass.
Number 7, Sandrine Gruder. First personal foul. 3 fouls, 14 fouls.
France pick up 3 quick ones at the beginning of this third quarter. Halvorsen will get it off to Erin Elderbrink. Frida Elderbrink outside the three-point line, looks at her options, will attack it with the left hand, leans in, gets the 2. Tough move.
And this is the way you want to go and try to generate either contact or finish your layup.
11-point game. Gruder will hand off. Chemignon puts it on the floor. And quick hands by Leuden. This is why it's so frustrating. This Swedish team has options. They look long, turned over. You cannot go from one outside third of the other to the opposite side against a team like France. Gruder, it poopers on the glass. Beautiful pass.
Oh my God, this must have been... Where did Apupa came from to grab that big rebound and still deliver the assist?
Elderbrink feeling a little contact, turns it, kicks it wide open. Sister in the corner, it's good for 3. Erin Elderbrink with her feet set all day and all night, knocks it down, and they are battling back here. Down 10 with 6:20 to go in the third. Pupa. Miem feels the double team, tries to go to work. Gonna have to take the tough turnaround. Zowie gets the rebound. Sweden can run again. They have numbers down the floor. Halvorsen puts it on the floor, spins. Tough one in the lane. And why do you want to do that? Had a wide open look from the foul line. Don't need to spin.
Yeah, and I can see a little frustration in Zowie's face as well because she hasn't really had any touches so far in
None
this
at
quarter.
all. Hartley to the middle. Has it knocked away. Comes off her thigh, but belongs to France. And I think if they weren't going to give her the ball out of bounds, they would have called the foul. So, not that I'm advocating that. If there's a foul, they should have called it.
Yeah.
Garrity comes in, got to bring energy. So has Lindquist. Have to bring some energy. Gruder goes, right hand. Now he gets a piece of it. Lindquist wants, doesn't get. Because Zowie gets it to Elderbrink and Hartley fouls.
But what definitely is positive on the Swedish side is that this third quarter they do run the floor. They definitely keep pushing, they raise the intensity, and obviously you can see the percentage of afraid shooting is dropping down as well.
Sweden have a shot here. If they can get some momentum in this third quarter, anything could happen. Eldebrink hits the floor, and the ball's thrown out of bounds, and I'm not really sure what happened.
There's a misunderstanding between Clara Lundqvist and Margheriti. And you don't want to really step on the court and straight away start with the turnover, so hopefully it won't be any effect, it won't be having any effect on Clara Lundqvist's mind, because she is poised. Yeah.
Zoe's wide open down the side, and it's not the ideal place to get it in, but it's a far better pass than the turnover. Gruder again, in the block, inside out, Mian with the long two, which is absolute bread and butter to her. Not always the best three-point shooter, but that mid-range to an extended two-point shot is literally pretty much a done deal when she's that open. Lindqvist, who we're liking here. Ball comes off Hartley, but the youngster we were very impressed with first game. Got to bring it for the whole tournament though. Frida Eldebrink. Love a bit more football. Hartley and Eldebrink going at it a bit here. Lloyd's going to sit. Lidstrom's back.
Coming in with number 8, Alan Lidstrom.
Eldebrink with 10 on the possession. Puts it on the floor with the left hand to the corner. Nystrom for the long two. Doesn't get a drop. Watch out, Apupa's about. Really goes hard. Stops it to Hartley on the break for three. Is no good. And the ball goes out of bounds. And again, Sweden just fumble away possession.
It just comes to the consistency in the Swedish team, because they do have ups and downs, let's say. They're not consistent in the effort they have brought into that third quarter, and I think that's what's keeping them down so far.
Apupa. Gruder will hand it off to Apupa. They go under the screen, and she still gets to the middle. Miam with under 5 to go. Hartley's got to put this up. Takes the tough one on a step away, grazes the front of the ring. Lindqvist in transition. Does she have options? Garrity wants it. Gets looked off. You've got to replay the run of the big. One-on-one with no help on the weak side. And Lindqvist turned it down. Didn't really give her a look.
Yeah, I think Coach Gomez would have to reconsider to put Ellen Eldebrink back on the point when she's been doing a great job with really pushing the ball and definitely controlling and organizing the Swedish side.
But even if you throw it to the low block in transition, and the low block then doesn't like the option and gives it back, it causes the defense to adjust.
Absolutely, and we know that you gotta give that pass there for the effort the big has done to be first in the break in the low block.
Hartley. Mignon moves it on. Châtellot goes inside. Guess who's got it? Gruder. Inside out. Châtellot attacks the closeout. Goes to Gruder on the duck-ins. Little step back for two is no good. McGarity brings it in, and Eldebrink. And they don't run again. Garrity wants, and he's not going to get it with Gruder on her like that. They open it up for Eldebrink. She penetrates. Garrity needs a pass or comes back to the middle. Eldebrink goes strong for two. And they just need to get over the hump of 10. And they're right back in this, because France aren't putting them away. Which, if you're a French fan, is disappointing, because they've had chances to. Johannes for two is no good. Nystrom hunts it and gets it. Garrity gets the interesting pass. Little cut from Eldebrink, and it's into single digits.
Yeah, and we see that Ellen Eldebrink really gives the movement to the Swedish team, either if it's 5-on-5 or just a transition offense, and that works.
Gruder's gone the whole quarter here. She's the only player that's gone the whole quarter. Drops inside, she's still playing. Can't get that to drop. And Nystrom and everybody wanted it. Nystrom has it. Oh, come on. No.
17, Amanda Zowie. Third personal foul.
This is a great cut of Helena Eldebrink all the way to the basket, recognizing there's no one on that line.
Zauer's gonna pick up the foul. I'd have to see it again, but it just looked like people ran into each other and hardly fell over. And the referee calls it offensive. Zauer, that's a third foul. It's just a huge call. Pupa restored to the lineup. Ayayi and Mayhem's back. Johannes is back. Chattelot on the inside is blocked. And that's a 24 violation. And Zowie, Gobi's got to go with Zowie now. He can't take her out. He's got to go with her and trust her.
Yeah, it's still only 3 personal fouls, Mark. You know, and she's such experience and has such impact on the team, even though she's not the scoring leader at the moment. So unless she's gonna pick the fourth one, she has to stay on the court.
McGarity turned down and poor pass. Turned down Zowie when she was open, passed it when she wasn't. Sweden hurt themselves again. Chattelot. Ayayi. The shoulder sideline. Niem's got it. Baseline. McGarity does well. Chattelot wide open. Drops the 3. You didn't have to drop down to double. Can't leave the quality of shooter she is open on the perimeter. Eldebrink attacks the middle. Zowie for 3 is off, but Sweden will chase that rebound down and come up with the offensive board. Eldebrink for 3 is long, and Ayayi gets the uncontested rebound. Back out to an 11-point game with 1 to 12 to go, and Pupa drops it to Chattelot for 2.
That was a great push again from French team. One of the few we've seen in today's game when they really run the floor.
Eldebrink, there'll be a inside change of angle, and she's being held underneath. And Zowie will go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Number 6, Chattelot. Third personal foul.
Really does need both. But having missed the first one will do. 51 to 38. This will make it a 12-point game. And they're going to sit Zowie down right now with 51.8 seconds to go. That's probably a smart move in terms of how tired or not she is. Olivia Pupa into the half court. Ayayi relieves the pressure, and Chattelot has entry to the post. Miem. Foul called on the penetration. That'll be the 3rd team foul. Ruber's coming back in. I do love Ruber coming into the game, or with the talent she has, the quality she has.
Yeah, and to be honest, you can't really see that. She's a 17-year-old girl coming into senior level.
Lines it up, can't knock it down. Sweden will collect the rebound. Eldebrink has it. She has options down the floor. She takes the 3, which is way off. And there's around a 3-second differential between the game and the possession clock. Pupa and France will use as much as they can of this. Johannes.
Yeah, they don't really see that Ayayi has a mismatch down in the corner. She tried to post that for a second. Oh.
And somehow France contrive to turn it over. .4, plenty of time. Ayayi's going to come out because she has 2 fouls. Right, get it and go. Get it, go, and create. and make France stop you, because if they get fouled, it'll be shooting the 2.
Yeah, I think one of the Swedish players gonna just take the ball and go and react to the defense, either kick it off or take the responsibility.
She's not just going. Now she gets in the lane, she's fouled. Good decision, hard penetration. Chance to get it back to 10 at the end of the 3rd.
Number 0,
Now Pupa picks up the personal. Frida Eldebrink on the free throw line. Makes the first. Swedish crowd starting to feel this a little. Same way that the home crowd for Latvia felt they had a chance if they hung around for long enough. Eldebrink goes 2 for 2. We have a 10-point game. Pupa is not going to reach the ring.
And that's it for the 3rd quarter of the game.
So we've reached the end of 3rd.
Left to play.
And France just hanging on to their 10-point lead, 51-41 at the end of 3. Going to get a quick look at the summary of the stats. 38 and 24%. You cannot win at this level at 24, but then in France are only at 27. It's not been one for the purists, but the pressure they're under makes it a tough game to win. Well, Sweden 10 down to France at the end of the 3rd. The winner of this game goes direct to Belgrade. The loser of this game will play Latvia tomorrow. It's that simple. Montenegro will finish 3rd in this group. The Czech Republic on their way home. Will Sweden have the courage to win the game, Teresa?
I think 1 quarter is still a lot of time to go, especially when we see the intention in the 3rd quarter of Swedish team really to push the ball, what really suits them. So I think they do have a courage. They just need to make sure that the positions they have picked for the shots are executed well, and then they need to raise the percentage, because as you mentioned earlier, with 34% of shooting, you can't really win the games, and I think that's at the moment is the only element and difference between these two teams right now, because Sweden has out-rebounded France so far. So I definitely think they have a courage to do that.
3 to Eldebrink out top. Nice pass. Halverson for 2. We're in single digits. Hartley. France had a very sort of up and down preparation, and they're having a very up and down tournament so far in terms of performance. Gruder's the one bright light. Ayayi takes it strong. Mid-range jump shot. Miem, bread and butter, knocks it down back to 10. If you're going to throw it anywhere on the foul line, throw it to her. Erin Eldebrink gets it into the half court. Frida Eldebrink will move it on. Down to 4 again. Shoot the ball is the shout from the crowd. Halverson's on the glass, goes back up, is fouled, and will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, great effort from Halverson on the boards. She has been such big impact in terms of rebounds for the Swedish team, and this just gives her the aggressivity in there, gives her these 2 foul line shots.
And we've said before, because some teams are shooting phenomenally well from the free throw line, others are struggling, and Sweden at the moment not as good as their normal high standards. Makes the second. And we've got a single-digit game again, 9-point game. It's still there for Sweden. Plenty of time. Pupa and Ai combined. It's a little static, pass and it sticks. And McGarity gets stalled by Gruda. It really is a stalling, that one. If she's forcing it to the baseline, why foul her when she goes there?
Yeah, and she wasn't really looking at the ball yet, basket yet. She was behind the board.
Gruda and McGarity recovers very, very well. Gets a piece of that one, knocks it out of bounds. Surely that can't be 2 seconds off the shot clock. They poopa. EIE.
Someone needs to shoot the ball.
Takes the three, is short, Gruda. Foul called.
Second personal foul. 2 fouls for team of
I think the personal foul has been called on Sandrine Gruda on this occasion.
Yeah. Said that she cleared out, going to get the rebound, but she was in space, I thought. But anyway, probably the reason she was in space. Elderbrink finds her sister, who puts it on the floor. Halverson thought about the three. Elderbrink in the lane.
Oh. That was a little bit misunderstanding between Elderbrink and Kramer. It's a shame that Ellen Elderbrink now pushed the ball down inside because Halverson had mismatch in that pick and roll.
Sandrine Gruda. Well, Elderbrink, you almost thought she should have stolen it. Hartley, a little hesitation in the lane, is blocked and recovered by McGarity. Chance to run. Elderbrink guarded by Gruda. Someone's got a mismatch somewhere. Halverson lines up the three, is long, and Gruda just corrals it in. Mismatch with Halverson. Halverson stays on the three-point line.
Yeah, in that case, I would have thought that Elderbrink's going to challenge Gruda on that penetration from three-point line because Gruda has been far away from the basket.
A Poopa pass to the inside. Miam is blocked. Halverson back-to-back blocks. Leme needs a pass. Elderbrink gives her one. Guarded by Hartley. They can get over the hump here, Sweden. Really can get over the hump. Penetration. And that's two possessions where I'm going to make a pass here regardless. And it's back-to-back turnovers after back-to-back defensive stops.
Yeah, and that's really a shame because it's going to put you down mentally, these quick 2 turnovers. And unless you're 100% sure there's someone, just keep the dribbling on. Don't stop dribbling and relying on someone's going to cut.
Got to move the basketball. Hartley on the inside, steps through, off the glass for 2.
2 points.
Again, another mental breakdown defensively. You've got to guard the free foot. 11-point margin. Dilemma will look for options, puts it on the floor herself, goes hard and slips. And another turnover. That's 3 consecutive trips down the floor where Sweden have not got a shot. Ipupa puts it on the floor, far side of the ring. Gruda climbs all over the defense. Zoe's got to come back, surely, right? There's 6:15 to go. She's only on 3. By far the best big player to match up with Sandrine Gruda. And we have a timeout. Taken by Coach Gomez and Sweden.
Okay, in this occasion, I think Sweden really has started the quarter very well, but then these last three possessions, when there's been 3 turnovers in a row, really keeping them down. And now the question is, are they going to still believe that in those 6 minutes they can change something in this game and put the French team under the pressure?
of those criminal things, though, in terms of you're coming down the floor, you're on the way back. To not get a shot for 3 consecutives, and on 2 of those, to just throw the ball away. It's just not. That's not how. Is that the real Sweden? That's the question. Because they are better than that in terms of what they have on the floor. Ayayi could have taken it, didn't take it. Pupa. Ruder's not in the game. Are they going to really exploit it? Zoe's back. Pupa drops the ball. She grows in stature every year. Back out to a 14-point game. Lloyd has it, finds Elderbrink. The erring variety. The disappointing thing for the players is that both sets of players are a little confused by the call. So I don't know. I don't know what guidance was given before the tournament. Perhaps we should. But the players are looking confused. That's always a worry. Pupa turned over. Zoe gets a piece, gives it up. Elderbrink in transition. Puts it on the floor, straight down the middle, lays it up for 2.
2 points for Sweden.
They just need to get over the hump. They need to get to 8, 7, something like that. Then believe they're right in it. Hartley puts it on the floor. Great recovery. Ayi puts it on the floor, down the middle, going strong, doesn't make it. Halverson gives it up. Lloyd in transition, and there's a blocking foul by Hartley. It'll be the 13th foul for France with 5:05 to go.
Yeah, what we definitely see with Zoe back on the floor is that quick first pass, the button under the rim, first quick pass, and the intention to run the floor. And that's, again, worse for Swedish team right now after the timeout.
Elderbrink out top. Zoe goes lob to Elderbrink, inside out, Halverson wide open for 3, short. Those are the shots that will turn it around for you. Hartley drops it into Miem, because Miem at that range is normally so good. Lloyd looks down the floor, but no one's really running hard. Now she puts it on the floor, goes strong, is blocked. End line possession, and here comes Sonsling, Gruder. Miem will get a rest, will come back shortly, I would have thought. Elderbrink on the end. He needs to get it in. Halverson is fouled. That will be the 4th team foul for France, which is a real positive for Sweden. It's still there for Sweden. You have this view that if they get a score and a stop and a score, that just might open them up. Elderbrink down the middle for 2 is good. Back to 10 with 4.5 to go. This is where you just get down and play defense and get the stop. Hartley, France have really got to be aggressive now. Just Gruder in the block would be a great option, but she has to stay out top. Sets the ball screen. Hartley slips, turnover, should be an easy 2. Lloyd's down the floor. 8-point game. Timeout France. Sweden have momentum. France have a problem.
Yeah, that has been a great push from Swedish side right now, coming out of that timeout with these quick breaks, quick baskets. The energy is high on the Swedish side right now. Yeah, 4 minutes to go in this quarter, with the Sweden on the top of the horse right now. Really, French team needs to again recover, try to run the break. If no break, then reset, organize, play for. I would say I would give it ball to Gruder in the position, because it's been working so well, and she's had again one of those really best games, so 16 points so far. Try to play into your strengths, and right now, really, the French team needs to stop these breaks of the Swedish run.
This is a huge possession. 4 minutes to go. France haven't been scored against. We'll bring it in from the end line. They've taken the timeout. So important that they get what they need. They still leave Eddie and Miem on the bench as Chetelo is in the game. Apart from that, no Johannes. We've got Hartley on the floor. Ayayi will relieve the pressure. Groot is where she needs to be, in the block. They're going to throw it in and let her play. Zowie comes to drop and help. Ayayi feels a little help. Gruder inside out. A Pupa for three is off. And the dropping it inside to Gruder and let it happen. Well, it happened, but then nothing else did. Elderbring, guarded by a Pupa, relieves it by pressure to get it to Zowie. Halverson shows the ball screen. Elderbring into the lane. Zowie's wide open, takes the three, doesn't get it to drop, and no one gets on the glass. A Pupa with 3:17 and an 8-point lead. France under pressure here. Gruder will find a Pupa. Surely a Pupa might penetrate. Gruder puts it on the floor. They're going to call that offensive.
And we see how much that charge means for the Swedish team in terms of their momentum. And that is the fourth personal foul for Sandrine Gruder.
Gruder's on 4, lots of people on 3. Timeout by Sweden. This will be their second timeout. They still have 1. They need to score, right? They need to come down the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. We're back to what you just said after the other timeout a minute ago, that it's really important possession, and I think it really is for Sweden to decrease that margin in a score and increase the pressure on the French team a little bit. Here we see that charge of, Elderbring has been in a position by her feet. I think Ellen Elderbring really having an amazing game tonight, scoring 18 points and really controlling the rhythm and trying to run the floor for the Swedish side.
Well, Sandrine Gruder with the 4 fouls. Wouldn't it be an interesting call to just try to post up, throw it inside to Zowie and see what happens?
Yeah,
trust her to make the decision.
Absolutely, and use that fact that Sandrine Gruder wouldn't want to probably foul at least another 2 minutes of the game.
How big was the end of the first quarter when they gave up the 4 points from nowhere? Lloyd outside, needs a pass, finds one. Lloyd puts it on the floor, gets into the lane, in the lane for 2 is good. 6-point game. They had to be aggressive, they were aggressive, took it straight down the middle. Lloyd's always been that athletic. Pupa, how much now do France believe they're going to play number 2? Pupa puts it on the floor. Chetero lines up the 2, drops it.
2 points.
Elderbring on the wrong end of an 8-point margin. Lloyd has it again. So he wants and gets. Going to work, gets the 2. Unstoppable in there at the moment.
Yeah, but we haven't seen much that we in that position in today's game, and it comes to the question why.
Gruder the other way, quick hands by Zowie. Hartley, a Pupa lines it up. No, drops it. Olivia Pupa with a second 3 of the 4th. Halverson, they don't have to force it, they just have to create an angle, and there it is. Zowie gets the 2. 7-point game, 138. They need a stop. Desperately need a stop now, Sweden. France will use every second of the 24 possession. There's 10 of them left. Zoe comes and goes hard. If you're going to foul, don't wait until 18 seconds into the possession. It's only the third team foul for Sweden as well. It's Zoe's fault. If you're going to foul, send someone else to foul. Hartley goes away from the ball, and Pupa comes back. That's too easy. France trying to go straight to Belgrade. Pupa turns the corner, finds extra. Hartley is long. And the whistle.
And it's again foul on rebounding, and I think it goes to Halverson.
Oh, that'll be the full team foul.
Yeah, fifth personal for Halverson. And as a player, you kind of have to feel a little bit, because if he would have been super aggressive and really done the obvious fouls, then something would happen. But I think 3 personal fouls of Halverson, she was kind of like questioning like what just happened. It wasn't having any impact or anything.
Hartley handles it, wraps it. Yai puts the dagger into the heart of the Swedes, and then they compound it by throwing it away. A 10-point game with 54 seconds to go. And I think we know the answer to which Swedish team Latvia have to beat tomorrow. It's the team that just will not flow and will not play. We're going to have an under 60-point game. Hartley handles, gets it off to Ai. Needs to manufacture something and couldn't. 40 seconds. Elderbrink tries to force it. Now he wide open for 3. Got it! Still a 3-possession game. Garnier takes the timeout. 7 points with 31 to go. It's doable, but it's extremely tough.
Yeah, it is extremely tough, and you're gonna have to ask question a little bit, because Amanda Zawi has scored 13 points, but 7 out of those has she scored in the last, let's say, 4 minutes of the game. And why we haven't seen her more in the position down backside to the rim to post up when she has been so effective, and she's averaging 20 points per game. And seriously, having a 13, I think offensively it has had really impact on that Swedish effectiveness on that half of the court. And still we have 31 seconds left with 7 points difference. Here we see the leaders of the Swedish side, but you would have expected to have another name in the leading scorer, not Ellen Elderbrink, who has been the point guard and done an excellent jump today. But isn't it that little bit too late when Zawi started to be effective offensively against this French team?
Well, it's the first time in the whole game she's ended up wide open. But then again, she's been open before on trial plays, but then they quit on the break and want to play half court. So France on the verge of a flight to Belgrade. Will handle it in the front court. 14 seconds on the possession. Sweden just need a stop. They don't need to foul right now.
Timeout for Sweden.
Would you take the timeout again?
Probably not.
Why not now? I mean, you're down 7, you need to stop. And if you get the stop, you've got a chance. Then you can see if you want to use your last timeout. That's the last timeout for Sweden. They can't advance the ball after a score now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Bergman didn't have enough time to deliver the message, strategic message, what he wanted to his team. But we've seen this in the previous game when Lucas Mondello didn't really finish his timeout on time, but this time it has been a decision of the coach to take another one.
Yeah, I think in Coach Mondello's case, he ran out of timeouts trying to stop that Latvian run, and it never happened, did it? He never stopped it. So with 31.4, France have the ball in the front court. Sweden need a stop. France still have a timeout. Sweden do not. The possession arrow favours France as well. There's not a lot going for Sweden at this moment. And then Cooper and IE with back-to-back threes have pretty much almost iced this game. IE will inbound. And Cooper's going on baseline. Hartley comes to the top. Chateau's the third option.
Number 9, Aldebrink. Second personal foul.
Again, it's one of those scenarios, you don't need to foul, there's enough time on the clock. If they make these two from the line, pretty much done.
Yeah, Swedish side really needs to now, after this one, run, and it's going to be crucial. They need to score another possession.
Well, it's a 3-possession game right now. Shadow misses the first, makes the second. There's where you need your timeout to advance it. Haven't got it. Lloyd puts it on the floor. Got to go. Lloyd goes strong, blaze it up for 2 is good. Garnier doesn't want to take a timeout. She doesn't want to give Sweden the chance. And Zowie fouls.
So that means Zowie.
That'll be Zowie will take no further part.
Amanda Zowie, 5th personal foul.
You can only describe it as a frustrating night at the office for her.
Yeah, we've seen part of the game when she was really frustrating, not getting enough touches when she needed it. So.
For your substitution and for taking the Sweden, coming in with the number 13, Linda Cronin.
Ayayi to ice it. That makes it a 3-possession game. Substitution coming in.
With number 3.
Garnier needed nothing to chance, just in case. Gruder's on 4, doesn't want her to pick up anything, just in case they run down and steal and get numbers of 3s. Here's Lloyd, got to go. And you've got to go. Can't stop, does stop. Throws it inside, McGarity is fouled. And she goes to the free throw line. It'll still be a 3-possession game even if she makes both. Sorry, 2-possession game if she makes both. Garnier has a time, which means she will probably take it and advance it. Just a case of what might have been for Sweden. Garrity 2 for 2 from the line. And Garnier takes the timeout. Should advance the basketball, probably. Well, a steal, a 3, a steal, and a 3, and there is enough time for that.
Yeah, anything is possible in this beautiful game of basketball, and 14 seconds, it's a lot of time still on the court, considering that you can run the court for less than 3 seconds up and down, so. Obviously, Sweden is leading in this quarter, 22-18. And it comes to the first quarter when the Sweden has not scored even 10 points. And we've seen that in the previous games that Swedish team has always picked one quarter, which has been quite weak offensively for them. And if they're gonna be the team who's gonna face the Latvia tomorrow, I think they should really avoid to have a weak quarter, because then the home nation's gonna punish it. But we will see, as we mentioned, 14 seconds, nothing's done yet. And we'll see who's going to be the winner of this last game of today's day.
Johannes is checked back in. It's got to steal it. Just simply has to steal it. And Ayayi just gets an easy pass. Johannes. She'll take the shot.
Second personal foul.
This is the first. A slither of light at the end of the tunnel. And Johannes leaves that, but they've got it. They need a 3 and they foul. which is actually not a bad foul because they're going to walk and only get 2.
Yeah.
It still means it's a 2-possession game straight after. And it's even more of a what might have been for Sweden. What it tells you more than anything else, that EuroBasket women is quite possibly the most competitive tournament there is. You just cannot show up and have an off night. The other groups have all proved that as well. Upsets of competitive games all the way through. Whistle on the play, only a second ticks off the clock.
Number 6, Alicia Chateau.
If they make both, it's a 2-possession game with no timeout left. They're going to have to go to full length for the floor. Make a 3, still make a 3. It's getting less and less likely. If Hartley makes one of these, this is done. Makes both of these, the best they can hope for is overtime. Hartley goes 2 for 2. Sweden get it in. Lloyd's going to have to put it up. He's going to have to put it up. Stops, doesn't. 2's not enough.
2 points.
Oh, they wipe it off. And France have done what they came to Riga to do. Win the group, get on the plane, go to Belgrade, and get ready for one-off games. Sweden, having lost 71-65 to France, will face Latvia in front of over 3,000 people tomorrow. What a night that's going to be. And I think we can say at the end of the day, France did what they had to do. Professionally and efficiently, and we could say they've got so much more talent, but that's for the week in Belgrade, not for now in Riga. You can never win a gold medal here, you had to go to Belgrade. That's what they've done, that's what they're ready to do. They'll be on that plane thinking of going very deep in EuroBasket Women's 2019. I tell you what was impressive though, Teresa, how good was Sandrine Gruder all game, just. She was the rock that France built that performance around.
Yeah, I can only agree. She hadn't really made mistakes in that game. 6 rebounds, 16 points, but more, I think that this time it has been a collective, let's say, team win for France, because having 4 players in double figures, really led by Bria Hartley on the point guard, giving ideas to the offense of French team. You know, the quite crazy factor is that the Swedish team has out-rebounded French team by 12 rebounds, and they still have grabbed the win. I think really Sweden has to recap what they've done and avoid the really weak first or any quarters in the game, because at this level, if you take time off and if you have a 1 week quarter, the other team's gonna punish it. And tomorrow, Latvia, tough task for Sweden. It will be interesting to see how they're gonna deal with that pressure of the crowd, which we've seen in today's game against Spain.
Well, 21 turnovers for Sweden killed them. Hildebrink led to scorers, which is the first time that that's happened so far. 18 points personal. But what it means is Sweden still have the chance to go to Belgrade. Sweden will be back here tomorrow and they'll try and play against 3,000 Latvian fans to try and make it to get onto the plane to go to Belgrade. France, well, their preparation for the quarterfinals will start about now. They'll be planning, looking forward. They won't be quite sure who they'll play, but they'll be ready. They'll be ready to try and make an assault on another medal, another podium finish in a women's EuroBasket.
Yeah, I think what's definitely promising for Swedish team for that tomorrow's game is that Margariti has stepped up today in that game, and it could be quite another contributing factor in that game against the host nation. When they do have some impact on the positions from bigs. She has got 20 minutes, 7 points and 9 rebounds, so very close to double-double, and I think that's definitely a promising point for a Sweden team for that tomorrow's game. They need to recap as well and need to make sure that their scoring leader gets more touches in the positions when she feels strong, because I think Zari is starting to play basically the last quarter of the game. I mean, starting to play in terms of the points. It's a little bit too late for the Sweden team to try to grab the win. So that must be the consistency. The Swedish team has seen that when they run the floor, it works for them really well. So it will be interesting to see if they're going to bring it into that next game tomorrow against Latvia.
Well, France topped the group. France was supposed to top the group. They did top the group. Sweden was supposed to make the playoffs. They did make the playoffs. So even though there was lots of trials and tribulations around it, what was supposed to happen happened. But what needs to now, the thing that people never predicted, and who was going to come out of those playoff games. Well, we're going to find out tomorrow. But what we know now is that France have got a roster that could go very deep in this competition. Sweden have the potential to go deep in this competition. It's whether they let that potential come through. So, a 71-65 win for a very, very talented French roster. A French roster that any coach in this competition would love to have at their disposal. Here's a confirmation of the group. France with the perfect record. Sweden and Montenegro will go to the playoffs. The Czech Republic go home. It's been a great group stages. Now we've got two really appealing, tight playoffs to look forward to tomorrow. Join us again then. But for us, for today, goodbye.